Karl, when you got to Brooklyn, Jackie Robinson had been there about a year and a half. And of course, we all know, broke the color barrier. Uh, could you sense any tension, especially from the opposing teams, even after that long when you got there?
Oh, I think there was plenty of tension with around Jackie for more than 1 or 2 years. It on the road especially. After I know a couple of players like Dixie Walker, who was a Southern gentleman, Leeds, Alabama, where he came from. He didn't want to play with any black players and asked to be traded. And he was traded to the Pirates. But in about a year after he saw Jackie play, he rescinded and he said, I have to admit, this player, Jackie Robinson, he belongs in the big leagues. He's an outstanding talent, and it'd be a shame to keep talent like that out of the big leagues. Now, that only took about a year of Jackie's showing his talents till even Dixie Walker, who was adamant, I don't play with black players. I play against them, but he rescinded. And he said, Jackie is a great major league player. And so I thought that was not only there was a couple other Southern boys that also said trade me, but who rescinded. And so anyway, it was a challenge, and it was, of course, the culture of the times. You were facing that culture, not just a mild objection, and so that really changed America's relationship with not only blacks but the Latin players and so forth. But Jackie was he was a fireball, and Duke Snyder's locker was close to Jackie's, and Duke was my roommate. And Duke said to me one day, Karl, if you want to see a game face, come down here by my locker, because my locker is right across from Jackie. And come down here on a game day, and you want to see a game face, you look at Jackie.
Yeah.
And I went down to his locker, and sure enough, boy, there was no kidding around about who was ready to play. It was Jackie.
He was such an intense competitor. I mean, remember, he played football, basketball, baseball, and ran track at UCLA. And another thing that comes to mind is the fact that Pee Wee Reese, who was a Southerner, man from Louisville, got his nickname because he was a marbles champion when he was a junior. And Pee Wee could make Jackie laugh, couldn't he?
Pee Wee was a realist. Yes, he had a bowling alley. Blacks were not permitted, and all that went on. But he lived in Louisville, and at that time, it was not uncommon. Black and white was kept separate. But once he played with Jackie, just like Dixie Walker from Leeds, Alabama, he said, I don't play with black players. I only play against them. He rescinded, and it didn't only take Jackie about one season for everybody to see he was a class person. He was intelligent. He was a fierce competitor. He was good for the game. And even the crowd on the road came out to see Jackie so they could boo him. But he put a new life into baseball when he came in, and he could run the bases like nobody else. He had the quickest start. He could be in full stride in two strides. He could be full head steam on the base. He was just quick, very quick. You never, ever, hardly ever, and you tell me if I'm wrong, see a player in the major leagues attempt to steal home. You never see it.
Jackie, I think Rod Carew might be the only one who has numbers of stealing home.
Yeah, it might be right, but it's a rare thing to ever see a player attempt it. And I think it was 21 times, I believe, including a couple he did in the World Series.
Yeah.
Stole home.
That's
but
right.
You never see normal baseball games. It's a rare thing to ever see it. I don't remember seeing anybody else steal home myself. Yeah, Rod Carew probably, yeah, but just watching game after game after game, as I do now on TV, you don't see anybody attempt that.
Yeah.